Holidays aren't just a time of celebration. They are also a time for reflection and for self-evaluation. Tonight's Festival of Lights, in with Shabbat, is no exception. Each night as the candles increase, the light seems to shine more deeply into our lives. Hanukkah offers us the opportunity to see the many blessings in our lives as reflected in the sparkling eyes of those we love. If you're like me, when you move beyond the gifts, the latkes, and the games of dreidel, you can't help but pause for a while, looking at the lit candles and remembering just such moments as this from the past. Images of family members, those still living but perhaps elsewhere, and those loved ones who are no longer living. All of these separate and distinct memories begin to blend together under the light and warmth, for me, of the Hanukkah candles. Lighting the candles each night becomes an opportunity to remember, and when we do, we can't help but look more closely into our own lives. Have we lived up to the expectations of a parent or grandparent? Is our life deserving of honor and praise from our children? But most of all, we recall those wonderful moments of family love while we bask in the light and the warmth of the Chanukiah, of the Hanukkah candles. As the lights of Hanukkah increase each night, so too do our memories. And these memories remind us of promises we've made in the past, both those we've kept and perhaps those yet to be fulfilled. This is how the lights of Hanukkah quite simply illumine our lives and our souls. Ever wonder why we light the Hanukkah candles in the order that we do? Well, I think many of you already know, but for those who may not, we light the candles in an increasing progression each night because of the great Rabbi Hillel. At one point in early rabbinic history, there were two great houses of rabbinic study, one associated with Rabbi Hillel and the other with Rabbi Shammai. In Rabbi Shammai's yeshiva, it was taught that we kindle all 8 lights on the first night, with each succeeding night diminishing in the light, until on the final night there is only the one light, plus the helper, the shamash. The reason for this? Well, both rabbis lived during a time in ancient history when the influences of Greek culture was at its highest. Everything about the Greeks, the moral values grounded in their language, philosophy, and athletic prowess, were in competition with those values promoted by the early rabbis. Shammai saw the festival of Hanukkah as a tribute to the forces of God overcoming the insidious influences of the Greek culture. By kindling all the lights on the first night and decreasing their brightness over the 8 days, Shammai and his followers saw this as a sign of the diminishing influence of the secular culture on Jewish life, and therefore the increasing influence of God's holiness in their lives. Well, the house of Hillel, however, took a different approach. Seeing each night as an opportunity to let the light of God and Torah illumine our lives, Hillel decreed that we should add to the lights and not take away, thereby increasing the spark of holiness in our lives, so that on the final 8th night, our lives would shine full with 8 lights of Hanukkah, as the prayer book says, with the light of God's Torah and mitzvot. It is not by coincidence that Hanukkah falls during the darkest season of the year. It seems like the day has only just begun, and now the sun is setting, and all the while we have not even finished the day. And then out of the darkness comes light, the Hanukkah lights, to illumine our lives, sparkling with shimmering moments from the past, challenging us to shine that light more deeply into ourselves. Sometimes this light of freedom and responsibility is best communicated through song. So, if you will, please turn to page 367, the back of the prayer book, and join with me in singing Peter Yarrow's gift to the Jewish people. Light one candle. Light one candle for the Maccabee children. Give thanks that the light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. Light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in, let anger not tear us apart. Light one candle to bind us together with peace as the song in our heart. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. What is the memory that's valued so high? We keep it alive in that flame. What's the commitment to those who have died? When we cry out, they've not died in vain. We have come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail. This is the burden and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out, it's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out, let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out, don't let the light go out, don't let the light go out. That was nice. Thank you for joining me.